2 kids?
No, 1 kid only.
No, because I was gonna say, if I could, I'll have one that's stupid as fuck but hot as hell, and I'll have one that's ugly as fuck and smart as hell, and I know that if I die, they can take care of each other.
But what if they hate each other because they're constantly competing?
They better not, because I'll kill both of them.
How do you teach that?
I'll wake up and I'll fuck you from my down.
Oh, you fucking little shit! Shit!
Okay, now.
I would want to have a kid that's ugly as fuck and intelligent as fuck for sure. Because then I feel like that
Builds
will
character.
It builds character for sure. Because if you're dumb and good looking, everything is probably gonna come easy to you because you don't have to work for it. And everyone's really nice.
But they won't be
care.
sad.
Right?
Yeah, I would.
Because
I
smart people are fucking angry and sad.
Yeah.
But like, how far can you get in life?
You can get
pretty
very
far.
If you're
far.
highly attractive, you can get
You're really
far.
hot.
How fulfilling can your life be?
You're really positive.
You tried to be down to earth, but
It's okay.
you can, yeah. But I'm with you, dude. I'd rather have a super hot kid and have him be dumb as fuck. Because this world, unfortunately, maybe it's just this country, but this country,
No, it's the world.
unfortunately,
It's the world.
I've seen the
World,
advertisements
unfortunately.
of very many
Super
countries.
fucking cute.
you can go, and it's fucked up to say this, but you can go really far in life, be stupid, but if you're fucking hot, done.
And then if the kid was really ugly, I'd beat them more.
Why you little?
It's so much easier to punch an uglier kid.
You made him, you piece of shit.
I know, but fuck,
Punch
it's
yourself,
so
like,
easy
you
to
asshole.
fucking punch.
You should be like this and go, oh no, I made you. I have the ugly gene.
I have to agree with what you're saying because
sad.
when it's your kid and if they're extremely attractive and extremely dumb, the person that's actually suffering is the parent. Because the kid isn't able to live up to the parent's expectations, but because they're so dumb, their life is easily fulfilled. So the happiness that they enjoy, it's crazy. So like, let's say they get like a D on a test, they're like, fuck yeah! But then it's the parent that's like, oh my god, you're a fucking idiot. But then that is also a selfish one, you know? So if you're selfless about your kids, and it's like, fuck, this motherfucker is really happy just playing with snails.
But I mean, tips
Fuck
on
it.
to something too. What are your thoughts? Like, walk me through your thought process.
I know, 'cause I'm thinking like, if you're someone that always has to work hard for what they want in life because of the fact that they don't have attractiveness on their side, like the beauty, then they're gonna be, obviously they're more intelligent, so they can know how to work around, like for business ventures, just for themselves, like they can improve, they can have good quality of life on their own and be independent and they don't have to rely on anybody else. But then there is that aspect to think about, the fact that they could be like depressed because like no one wants to talk to them or be with them, whatever. But now the way like the world is changing, how everyone's so PC and everyone's so like open-minded, I feel like they would have a better chance in this world, in this day and age.
You know what? I actually want a kid that's ugly as fuck, like so ugly that I wish that it wasn't my kid, but they're really fucking smart. But not too smart to the point where like, alright Brainiac, you're fucking also socially stupid. I want them to be like intelligent in all aspects, emotionally, socially, all kinds, right? But the cool thing will be like, they'll be able to figure a lot of stuff out on their own, and hopefully they have the confidence to where being ugly doesn't really affect them, and they can be so beautiful inside that they have the charisma and everything to attract everyone. Because at the end of the day, the skills, the beauty fades, right? Eventually, like whether it's a hot boy or girl that you have, they're gonna get old, they're gonna wrinkle, it's gonna fade away, and they don't have the tools to take care of whatever they gotta do.
But most people that are intellectually smart, they're very emotionally and socially stupid. Because the smarter that you become, the more logic-based you are, and the more you see how unnecessary emotions and like social interaction is, so they just become a robot. And then so I actually feel the opposite of Tiff, where I think their quality of life is gonna be good because they're able to invent all kinds of stuff and be a crazy entrepreneur, but I think their perspective of life is gonna suck. So they might have a mansion, they might be balling, but because they're so cynical now and they're like, well, I just created this invention, I don't see why people aren't like, you know, swarming to it. What the hell's going on? How come this isn't the best invention in the world? I think their perspective of life is gonna suck. But if you have someone that's extremely dumb, they might be happy with just 2 marbles and like a little piggy bank.
But as a parent, you wouldn't want them to fulfill like
further potential.
That's why I feel like that's the selfish part.
Parent
of
part.
it.
But we're viewing this question from the perspective of a parent.
That's what I'm saying. So for me, I realize like I think that's a selfish want for me to be like, okay, you're not gonna be happy unless this is the level of happiness you achieve for yourself. And that's almost going back to the Asian parenting, where the parents think, if you're not a doctor, how the fuck can you be happy? So you have to be a doctor, not only for yourself, but for me. And then so I like to kind of counter that traditional Asian thinking. For me, I'm like, you know what? If this is happiness for you, that's happiness for me. I'll work on accepting what your level of happiness is.
Would you then be very hands off with your child and not you wouldn't push them in the right direction?
I'll push them in their direction, not in my direction.
What direction would they show if they were extremely dumb?
That I don't know, but like, let's say if they want to, like, I want to be a popsicle model maker, and that is gonna make me really happy. I'm like, all right, cool. We'll go to craft stores. We'll buy a bunch of popsicles, and we'll build that until you're 35.
Or what if they're, instead of like an actual tangible thing that they can make a living off of, where they're just like, I just don't want to do anything. I'm just beautiful and I'm just happy the way I am.
Some of the hottest models, they are lazy, but they're balling. So I'm just banking off the looks at this point. If I'm assuming if they're super hot, they're probably, their emails is like 2,000 offers every single day.
Mail.
And then if they're just like, well, I'll take a job once a month, but they can get by, then fuck it, if that's what makes them happy.
I think we're throwing another element of happiness into it. We can't assume that just because they're super intelligent and ugly, they're gonna be unhappy.
That's just the conclusion I'm drawing from my own
And I think
scenario.
we're also I draw the same conclusion to you because it appears that looks are everything. Then it's safe to assume that if you're not a looker, then you're not gonna be as happy.
But there's a lot of ugly people in this world that are really happy.
There is, but I'm just saying, like, if it's to the extreme of what was the word we used? Fucking ugly.
So it's ugly to the point of deformity, but right before deformity, before you're medically deformed, but then your intelligence is that of a genius.
Yeah.
Versus your mental ability is almost to the point of
A peanut.
of like I don't know,
A dog.
Or a dog.
Like my dog is
See,
smarter
I
than
feel-
you.
But you're a god or a goddess.
I would still go with the ugly kids, because then once they grow up, they can fix all of that stuff. You can
True.
get braces, you
Surgery.
can get plastic
True.
surgery,
Yeah.
you can become beautiful.
True.
But you can't turn a gorgeous person who's as stupid as fuck into a genius.
Because I growing up in like high school, I feel like there's a lot of people that I thought, oh man, you weren't very good looking, or you're kind of just fugly, you're kind of shit out of luck on that end. But then 10 years later, it's like, what the hell? Like, you slick your hair back, you're wearing a button-up shirt, you're a completely different person, and you actually stand a chance now somehow, miraculously. And I'm like, that's possible. So I feel like intelligence is something that if you just aren't, or if you're not smart up to it, you're really shit out of luck. in
So you
that
really
part.
feel like people can't, I mean, you won't be intelligent, right? Because I feel like in some cases it's probably not genetic, but like you're really born with either an extra something.
I guess with intelligence, then I feel like there's a factor of motivation also involved,
Right.
and I feel like people that aren't motivated are also less intelligent because they're not striving for more. And if
So
you're
they're not
striving
meeting
your brain's
capacity.
not moving forward at all.
Yeah.
It's
Some of the
stagnant.
smartest people I know are the least motivated though.
Really?
Because
Well,
they can
depending
see
on
past-
what their motivation
Yeah,
Yeah,
is.
true.
they can already, instead of like, some people they're like the ends justify the means, and some people are like the opposite, right? And for some people that are really, really smart because they already know what the means lead to the end, and they'll know that that's not really fulfilling. They're like, I don't really have to do that.
That's true.
But they can walk through every single process, and they can experience the journey in their brain already.
Damn, so this just sounds like there really is no,
affirmative answer.
yeah, there really isn't, because I feel like if it's kind of proving the case, if you really want something, I mean, you can really change it, because a really dumb person can just become average.
Yeah, there's a lot of good-looking people out on the streets, and you're just kind of like,
And this is also super hypothetical because I think
Right.
95% of the world is between like decently good looking or decently dumb or decently smart. There's it's very rare to find the most beautiful motherfucker that's on the verge of being like mentally challenged,
Yeah.
and the person that's ugly as fuck that's fucking a genius.
Yeah.
I feel like there's more of those around than the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The latter.
I don't know. I just think it doesn't matter because you just gotta play the cards that you're dealt with.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping that they can be just positive and funny and goofy.
Yeah. That's like a lot
Whether
of
they're dumb
characters.
as fuck, they're always complaining, or we're like, fuck, man, I just don't want that. I want them to be like just goofy and joyful.
Like y'all literally said everything I wanted to say. It's almost like playing God or playing this higher power. It's like, well, I could give you all this intelligence, but then you might, want to commit suicide because you realize how bad things are in the world and like you can't change it. Or I can just let you be beautiful and like run and chase butterflies. It's like which one do you really
That's why I was choosing
want
the
for your
butterfly
kid,
I was choosing the butterfly one because of that.
Because it's too intelligent, it's like you overwhelm
Yeah.
yourself because ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
You see so much.
Because even going back to like what Casey liked, which is movies, like do I want a kid that is so film intelligent and such a high acquired taste that 99% of the movies he watches he hates? Or do I want something where I could play like Barney and he's just happy? And it's like 100, if he watches 100 movies, 100 of them are 2 thumbs up. And he just has a super happy quality of life.
That's tight.
'Cause I feel like
That's
the
like
high-
me.
The higher your taste is and the higher intelligent is, your taste gets elevated and you become more and more disappointed with everything that you're interacting with.
No, but I think there's a joy in seeking out that journey to find the best. It's kind of like being a foodie. It's like, this is crap to me, I'm not gonna eat that. But it doesn't mean you're upset. Like
True.
with life to the point you're gonna kill yourself. It's kind of like, I'm just trying to find something better. And when you do find that something better though, that happiness is gonna be way better than the happiness of bliss.
But I feel like that's also causing you to be by yourself. Because if you're not around another intelligent person that sees eye to eye, then it's like you're just disappointing everyone else that wanted to enjoy this moment. You know what I mean? And you're like, fuck.
Because
Why are they with me?
Because the people that are like the more, I guess, bliss-minded, they're watching Fast and Furious with their friends, and every single movie is Fast and Furious, and they're just cheering, they're having a good, like every single thing they see
It's hard.
is amazing. Every player on the court is Michael Jordan. So to them, it's like, fuck yeah!
That sounds like a way more fun life.
Yeah, I'm just like,
Sometimes
dude.
I just pretend, even though in my head I'm just like, this fucking sucks, but yeah!
It's hard though. It's hard. Like ultimately I just hope I have a balanced child that's not fugly, but is not too intelligent to the point where they isolate themselves. It's like, fuck.
Because I know for myself,
What really wins?
I know for myself at least, the things that I'm more intelligent in or have more experience in, I find the hater rate more.
Yup.
So I'm
A
like,
lot of hate.
I can't believe that thing's successful. I can't believe that whatever. So I feel a lot of, not resentment, but negative feelings. And I agree with you, but there is a time when you're able to connect with someone or you do find that thing. You're like, fuck yeah, that's the shit. But then it goes back to like getting ulcers and white hair the next entire month.
Because when you're too smart and you know too much about a topic, then your caliber is like way too fucking high.
Like I watch superhero movies and everyone's cheering and I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
And you ruin it for the people around you that
Yeah,
they're like
they're
sometimes moviegoers or sometimes foodies, They're like, have you had this fucking french fry? It's so bomb. And you're like, man, this tastes like a fucking cook hates his life. And then you just kind of ruin it for them because they're like, oh, well, I like it.
It's
It's all about balance then, I guess. That's what
It
we
is.
learned
It
this
is all about
conversation.